Good morning. We have already talked in the previous classes or the previous lesson, like the first war of Indian independence and rise of nationalism and formation of INC. When we talked about these two lessons, the first lesson when we talked the first war of Indian independence, it said about the start of national movement in India, which resulted in rise of nationalism. A concept of nationalism started to exist in India. In second lesson, that is rise of nationalism and the formation of INC. So when we talked, the concept we had at the conclusion we came was that is to start the Indian national movement, one organization, one political organization, that was INC, was formed. Okay, INC was formed in 1885 by AOU. After the formation of INC, you know, the first phase of Indian national movement was started in India. That first phase of Indian national movement, so that was started in India by a group who are called as the early nationalists. So now we are starting with the new chapter or a new lesson which is called as early nationalist, or we call it as a first phase of Indian national movement. Okay, always Indian national movement we study in a three phase. First phase is by early nationalist. The second phase will be by an radical leaders. Third phase of Indian national movement will be, that is from Gandhiji. So let us go one by one. First we will talk about early nationalist. Just today I am going to give only the introduction about the early nationalists. Basically you will come to know who are these early nationalists, how did they start the national movement, when did they start the national movement, who are the leaders they come in the early nationalists, that and all we are going to see. The first point, if you see, the INC was dominated by between 1885 to 1905 by a group of leaders called early nationalists. Okay. The INC, when it was formed 1885, 25th the December, okay, 1885, when the INC was formed, that INC was dominated till 1905 by a group who are called as early nationalists. Then after 1905, what happened? Who continued or who dominated this INC? Okay, if you see, a group of leaders did not agree with early nationalist policies. Okay, so what are the policies? That we will see in coming points. Okay, but believed in aggressive action. Here aggressive action shows violence or revolutionary method. Okay, the group of leaders, they never accepted or they never followed the policies, or they did not like the policies of early nationalists. Instead, they had some new policies. Okay, that new policies was accepted and followed by a group of, so such group we call them as an assertive nationalist or radical leaders we call them. Okay, so these are the two aspects or two groups of leaders you can see. One group 1885 to 1905, that group who dominated, that we call it as a first phase. So about this particular point or about this particular group we will be discussing in the next chapter. In this chapter we will be talking only about the group called as an early nationalist. Okay. The next point is the early nationalists adopted the path of, okay, the early nationalists adopted the path of prayer and petition. Okay. So I said early nationalist policies. Okay, the early nationalist policies were like this: prayer and petition. Okay, that means the early nationalist people, they believed in a concept of non-violence. They wanted India to get independence from a British by following this prayer and petition method. Okay, the early nationalists adopted the path. Here path is nothing but method. Okay, they adopted a method, that is prayer and petition. Okay, the early nationalists were the group, or the early nationalists were the group of leaders who followed the path of prayer and petition to get independence from British. And the next point, if you see, the main leaders, okay, the main leaders who dominated, okay, the main leaders who dominated the INC from 1885 to 1905. Okay, 1885 to 1905, they were, one is Dadabhai Naoroji, and another one is Surendranath Banerjee, then W.C. Banerjee, then Gopalakrishna Gokhale. Okay, they are the four prominent leaders. Okay, they are the four prominent leaders of early nationalists. Okay, still they are there. I mean, in your textbook, if you can go through it, some more the leaders are there. But I will be dealing, or we will be dealing in coming the concepts. We will be separately, we will talk about Dadabhai Naoroji, what was his role in early nationalists. We will be talking about Surendranath Banerjee, so what are his role as an early nationalist leader, and Gopalakrishna Gokhale also we will see. So they are the three prominent leaders, okay, of early national, in that especially the Gopalakrishna Gokhale. So it's a 2 marks question, okay, it's a 2 marks question. So you should know who were, or they may ask, name three prominent leaders of I mean the early nationalists if they ask. So Dadabhai Naoroji, Surendranath Banerjee and Gopalakrishna Gokhale. So you are supposed to, I mean, mention it. Okay. So about all these three personalities, we will come in further topics when we come. So we will be talking about all this Dadabhai Naoroji, W.C. Banerjee, Surendranath Banerjee and Gopalakrishna Gokhale. So we will be talking their role between this 1885 to 1905 in the early nationalist, and how they dominated INC. So which we are going to, I mean, see it in the next class. The next thing, if you see, early nationalist had faith in constitutional method. Okay, that constitutional method is, in the sense, I mean, a path of non-violence. Okay, the early nationalists had faith in constitutional method and building a public opinion. Okay, that means whatever the demands, okay, whatever the changes, the early nationalist, okay, whatever the changes, the early nationalist, okay, early nationalist, if they want to take place in India, that should be built based on the public opinions. Okay, that's in the form of demands. Whatever the demands, if the early nationalists, if they take to the, I mean, British by following a constitutional method, so that demand should have a public opinion. Okay, so they gave importance to a public opinion. So public opinion on the demands of early nationalists by the method of constitutional method, I mean, the receive of independence is possible. So that faith the early nationalist people second one is the early nationalist people from 1885 to 1905. Okay, from 1885 to 1905, they seek the British self-government. Okay, self-government. They wanted a self-government within British government. That means early nationalist people, they wanted even a British presence in India. Okay, that is the reason it's called self-government within a British government. That shows that early nationalist people, they wanted even a British people to be in India. Okay, so this is because of this reason only the one more group, that is radical leaders. Okay, this is also a policy of an early nationalist which was not liked by the radical leaders. Okay, that's the one aspect you can see here. Then next, if you see, early nationalist people believed in a British sense of justice and honest. Okay, they believed the presence of British, or they believed the presence of a British in India, okay, should be there. And if at all the Indians should be, if at all the Indians should put British out of our country, that is only possible with the sense of justice and honest faith towards the British people that early nationalists had. Why they had? There should be a reason. Okay, why early nationalist people believed British people? The reason why they believed means, the first reason is, you can see here, cleansing Indian society hills, you can call it, or evils. Okay, what is like custom of sati system? You know, British people banned sati system. Okay, and they introduced Widow Remarriage Act. Then they banned untouchability. Okay, they did not encourage untouchability in India. That is also one type of social ills which we practiced. Then abolish of child marriage. Okay, so all these three aspects were changed by or were cleansed by British people. That is the reason early nationalists, they believed British. And the second reason, if you see, they praised British for what? Contemporary developments in the field of science and technology. Okay, science and technology. Okay, the development in science and technology, so they brought it up. Okay, so these two, cleansing Indian society's evils and praising, contemporary developments of science and technology in India. So that made a path for modern world. Okay, that made a path for modern world, which early nationalists liked it. Okay, so that is the reason they believed in the sense of justice and honest of British. Okay, so this is all something or some features or some characteristics about early nationalist leaders. Okay, so next class, so we will go with the methods of early nationalist. Okay, now already constitutional methods, then prayer, petition, all already 2-3 methods of early nationalist we have discussed, but still there more, some more methods are there of an early nationalist people. So that's till here it's an introduction to early nationalism. That means before we get into the detailed study of early nationalist people, you should know what kind of people or what kind of personalities or what kind of group of leaders they were. So these are the things which will tell you what kind of leaders the early nationalist people were. So next class we will go with the methods of an early nationalist. Thank you.